क्या तुम भी परेशान हो क्योंकि तुम्हें ऑनलाइन डेटिंग में मैचेस नहीं आते? तुम प्रोफाइल बनाते हो, whether it's Tinder, Bumble, Hinge. You match with girls sometimes, but they don't even reply. Either you get one-word replies or they ghost you when you're trying to set the date. And because of that, you've started hating online dating. तुम्हें matches नहीं आते और उसकी वजह से तुम इतना परेशान हो that you start hating online dating. You think that there's all fake profiles. Now I understand your problem because I was in the same situation. I used to swipe and swipe and swipe and used to get 1 or 2 matches in a month or in a week, but those matches won't reply. और इतना गुस्सा आता था कि I'm swiping, I'm investing hours and hours, but no replies are coming, no dates are being set. और अगर तुम्हारे साथ भी ये हो रहा है तो I want to talk about some Tinder statistics. Some Tinder statistics that we're going to defy in this particular video. So 3 ही तरह के stats है जो आपको जानने चाहिए, and these are Tinder stats gotten from Tinder itself क्योंकि Tinder सबसे बड़ा dating application है, so I thought why not just talk about Tinder stats. सबसे पहला start है कि 3 लड़कों की प्रोफाइल के लिए 1 लड़की की प्रोफाइल होती है. That means the ratio is 3:1. 3 guys और 1 लड़की. That means 3 लड़के और 1 लड़की. So next stat is going to blow your mind because उन लड़कों की प्रोफाइल्स को 140 स्वाइप्स करने के बाद एक मैच आता है. And that is the statistics of getting a match on Tinder for normal profiles. For girls, it's 1 in 10. So वो 10 स्वाइप करती है और उनको एक मैच आता है. So you can see how the game is completely rigged and how the game is completely against you. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create a profile that gets 1,000 matches in 7 days. We're going to transform the game completely. We're going to get an edge over other guys, and I'm going to document the entire process so that you can learn from it. And even if you do 20% of what I'm doing, you'll get 200 matches a month. So I'll document the entire journey of creating the profile from completely scratch. I've never done this before. This is the first time I'm doing this. So guys, stick till the end because even if you do 20% of it, you're going to get 200 matches. Second thing, I'm not going to leave you over there because even after getting the matches, तुम्हें text करना पड़ेगा. That's why I'm going to show you exactly how I text these girls, and I'm going to try and set 3 high quality dates in this week itself. But मेरी भी situation हमेशा ऐसी नहीं थी. I was just like you. I was not getting any matches. मैं भी कंप्लेन कर रहा था कि यहाँ पे फेक प्रोफाइल्स होती है, बॉट्स होते हैं, there's no response on online dating, girls who use online dating are not date worthy. I used to think all these things, and these are just mere excuses. These are mere excuses that you latch on to because you're not getting the results. But after watching this video, the whole process of online dating is going to be so clear to you that you're going to have a wonderful experience. Now, when I learned this, it was back in 2015. I remember I went to meet this guy in Europe, and this guy was not a very good-looking guy. He was a decent-looking guy, average-looking guy. And he used to swipe a lot of girls. He used to get a lot of matches and he used to, go on dates like every day, like 2 to 3 dates. So I was staying with this guy because I wanted to learn from him, and he was telling me each and everything that how the profile is created, what kind of psychology he uses behind the profile. And apart from that, the messaging was the best because I'd never seen messaging like this. But it was too much, so I had to shorten it and I had to create my own framework, which I'm going to teach you everything about. So what I'm going to show you today is 11 years worth of research in online dating. This is something that's mind-blowing, and this is the back-end process that we follow with the client so that they get mind-blowing results, 100, 200 matches in a week, and you want to also get that. You're also going to do that. It's all very implementable. You're going to take action, you're going to go out, do the photo shoots, and just if you're able to do 20% of it, I'm sure your dating life is going to change for the good. And the best part is, all of this is completely free. This is the 3rd day of the 4-day virtual event. If you don't know about it, there's a link in the pinned comment. Click on that pinned comment and sign up for that virtual event because tomorrow I'm going to show you the fastest and the most efficient way of getting 3 dates per week, no matter where you are, no matter which city you are, no matter how much money you have. Click the pinned comment because slots are extremely limited, and I'm also going to be live during this video. So if you have any questions, feel free to post it in the comment section or the chat section where you can chat to me personally. So join the Double Your Dating 4-day live virtual event because this is going to be life-changing and mind-blowing because what you're going to see is something that you've never seen before. All of this information is the information we charge thousands and thousands of bucks for, and it's going to be completely free for you. All you need to do is click the pinned comment. Now that being said, let's get started. So the first phase of creating the top 1% online dating profile is planning. मैं इस पे इतना ज़्यादा stress नहीं कर सकता guys. The planning is the most important part when you're actually creating that online dating profile which gets you like 1,000 matches or 500 matches, because without planning, you're doomed to fail. So you need to be a little bit more smart about it. Now, how do you do that? You click pictures with different cameras. You click pictures with different phones. But I'm going to get to that. First thing is the planning. Now, how do you start the planning? Go to Pinterest.com, go to Instagram, check out these influencers and save these pictures. Now, what you're looking for is a picture which has the subject 1/3 or 2/3 of the whole frame. These are the kind of pictures that work in online dating. The rest of the pictures, they actually do not work in online dating. The girl needs to have a clear idea who she's talking to. So ऐसी pictures देखो जहाँ पे subject is 1/3 or 2/3 of the whole frame. And of course, you need to also see that it's a thumb stopping picture. Now, these days, what I've seen in online dating, there's a pattern. एक pattern होता है कि हर 3 से 4 साल में एक change आता है. Now, because of technology going so fast, these latest iPhones coming up, the pattern that has come these days, which is working, is more vibrant photography. So what you need to do is you need to click those pictures in a more vibrant setting. So select those pictures only जो vibrancy हो. Don't select those pictures which are extremely dull. Alright, because once you select those pictures which are extremely dull, they're not thumb stopping, they're not pictures that the girl is gonna swipe right on. So you need to understand how do you select a picture which is vibrant. You need to have a right amount of contrast from the subject and the background. For example, I would be selecting a picture in which I'm wearing brown and there's a red background. If I'm wearing brown, there should be a green background or something that should pop me out. So make sure that you get an image which is vibrant, where the subject is popping out. थोड़ा shadow depth of field होना चाहिए पीछे, which basically means that थोड़ा blur होना चाहिए, blur effect. Now these latest iPhones, they can do it. If you have a latest iPhone, if you have a latest Samsung, I'm sure they can do it. So that you can follow the exact process and you can do it yourself. तो रिसर्च करने से पहले आपको थोड़ी बहुत चीज़ें पता होनी चाहिए. I know research is a boring and a tedious part, but this is the most important part. So I technically give like 2 hours per profile for research because I know that the more amount of time I give to the research, the better the profile turns out. तो सबसे पहले रिसर्च करने से पहले I set my budget कि मेरा बजट कितना है, because I want to be under my budget. I don't want, like, if my budget is low, I wouldn't be selecting winter clothes, I wouldn't be selecting jackets, I wouldn't be selecting overcoats. But if my budget is high, I can actually do that. Also, you need to understand that you might have some clothes. आपके पास थोड़े बहुत कपड़े होंगे जो आप पहनते हो बाहर जाने के लिए, and those are the best outfits that you have. So those outfits can also be used. You just need the right picture ideas, and that's exactly what I'm going to do and show you. So the research took me at least 2 hours, but I'm completely done with the research. और research करते ही I got some really good picture ideas. Now, what you need to do is you need to separate those picture ideas in a PDF. It's very important because वरना आपको दिमाग में याद नहीं रहेगा and you cannot carry your laptop everywhere. So अपने phone पे एक PDF रख लो जहाँ पे आपकी सारी pictures हो, and that's exactly what I've done. I got some good ideas. Now it's time to actually execute the shoot. So I have the PDF ready. मैंने सारा PDF में set कर लिया what kind of photos I want, what kind of clothing I need. और now it's time to select the clothing. I have some clothes already. कुछ कपड़े मेरे को बाहर जाके खरीदने पड़ेंगे. I'm going to skip that part, but for now, let's select the clothing. Come with me. So this is the hidden part of the studio, which probably you have never seen. This is where I keep my clothes. So these clothes look just fine. Now I keep my clothes really well because you don't need any creases in your clothes. That fucks up the photo shoot. So I think these clothes look fine. I'm going to take these. And this is the hidden part of the studio. Probably you have never seen that. And I want to show you the basement as well. I want to pack these clothes neatly. Guys, that is the whole key. If you don't pack them neatly, you're going to mess up the photo shoot. It has happened with so many clients. So I'm going to pack it neatly. I have my suitcase over here ready. And बस अच्छे से pack करना है. Make sure there's no creases on it. I'm going to take some time in packing, but I'm going to see you in the car and we're going to go do the photo shoot now. So finally, now it's time to select the photographer. Or photographers के लिए I have this message which I sent on Instagram, which is basically I want a photographer for a photo shoot on this particular date. Booking time would be around 4 to 6 hours क्योंकि 4 से 6 घंटे लगते हैं photo shoot कराने में. And apart from that, कौन से तरीके का लेंस है उनके पास, कौन से तरीके का कैमरा है, वो देखना पड़ता है. तो Instagram पे जाओ, #photography_delhi, #photographer_delhi, ये सब लिखो. You find a lot of photographers. Then check their Instagram profiles कि वो portrait photography करते हैं कि नहीं. Portrait photography is something जहाँ वो तुम्हारी face photography करेंगे. It's close shots. Now, apart from that, तुम्हें एक और चीज़ देखनी है कि वो candid है कि नहीं. Candid photography भी होनी चाहिए उनके पास. Do they have experience or not? Now, once you see all of these things, आपको कोई Instagram profile पसंद आती है, उनको message करो. They'll give you the number. Now, I've gotten a few numbers. I'm going to talk to the best one out of that. Now, photographer pricing के लिए, it starts from anywhere between 4,000 rupees, I think the lowest one if it's an intern or something, and it goes up to 20,000 rupees if you want the best one. Differences रहते हैं थोड़े बहुत, but we're selecting a mid-range photographer. So let's see what kind of equipment does he have, क्योंकि equipment बहुत matter करता है इस चीज़ में. Apart from that, lenses कौन से हैं? You need to make sure that उनके पास एक 50mm या 35mm lens हो. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call in. Let's see how it goes. Hey man, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Pretty good. So हमारी अभी बात हुई थी Instagram में regarding this photo shoot that we have. So
Yeah.
yeah. So just wanted to know what kind of equipment do you use?
basically, as of now, I have lenses for Sony Alpha
Mm-hmm.
3 and I also have like 50 mm lens. What kind of photography are you looking for?
So I'm looking for candid photography. It's basically for a matrimonial profile. So yeah, I need to get the shoot done tomorrow. I have figured out some locations, so I'll send you those locations, and I just want your expert opinion on how the clothing would go with the locations. In terms of the color palette, basically I want the profile to be more contrasting, not blend in. The subject should not blend in the background.
Yeah. No, I've done the photography for matrimonial sites earlier.
Perfect. So I'll just share with you the PDF that I've created, which is sort of the mood board for this shoot, and just let me know your thoughts on it. What are you saying?
Sure. So please share that with me and I'll get back to you.
Definitely, man. Let me just share it with you. So, as you see, it's very important to create a document because if you don't share a document, the shoot is going to go haywire. Because locations, clothing, सब कुछ document में होना चाहिए. Photographer also has like some good insights about किस तरीके से वो contrast लाएंगे उस locations में. So generally I go and scout the locations myself. एक बार मैं देख लेता हूँ, उसकी video निकाल लेता हूँ, and then I send the video. I know it's an extra effort, but this will create. See this I know it's an extra effort, but this will create a massive difference in your profile. So make sure you do all of these steps. They might look a little tedious, but they're like excellent steps. So now we're going to scout the locations, and it's very important कि आप location scout करो, because if you don't see the locations, you'll never have an idea किस तरीके का frame वहाँ पे काम करेगा. Apart from that, of course, you need to be aware about the lighting, the framing, what kind of equipment do you need. Now we've hired a photographer who's going to see us at the location, so stay tuned. You can walk towards me. All right, perfect. So I think the shoot is going good. So I think when we're doing the photo shoot, we have to cover from all the angles so that later we have a lot more pictures to play with. Let's just check the photos, and I think these pictures are pretty good. All right, cool, man. We need to change the expressions. So you need to understand that, when you're with a photographer, don't give him all the responsibility. You still need to be hyper aware about how the shoot is going. किस तरीके की pictures आ रही हैं, क्या expressions change करने हैं. It's not like you've hired a photographer and all responsibilities on him, because you need to understand you're creating an online dating profile, bro. Online dating profile is very different than just Instagram photography, which most photographers are very well versed with. But when it comes to online dating, it has to be candid photography mostly. So that's what we're doing over here. We're going to change some expressions, we're going to click some more pictures, and I'm going to see you in the next location. Now the second location is covered. Now what we need to do is go to the third location. Now you need to understand one thing, that the location doesn't have to be very clean and all of that. It can be a free location. We don't have any permits, we don't have any shooting permissions. What we need to do is we need to select these locations very intelligently, and we need to click good pictures real fast and get the fuck out of here. Now we have 2 pictures. This whole profile is going to be revealed on day 4, the live event. So if you've not signed up for the live event, click the pinned comment and sign up for it, because I'm sure this profile is going to get 1,000 matches in 7 days. So now we're in this 5-star hotel. Now the one thing that you got to know, if you're clicking pictures in a 5-star hotel, you don't have permissions to. Either you can book a room, or either you can do one more thing, which is just be very quiet and just do it very slyly and discreetly. That's what we do all over India, and I think we've been doing that since the past decade. So yeah, you can have lavish locations, literally no cost. We have spent zero money on the shoot till now, apart from a little bit for shopping. But apart from that, there's zero money that has been spent. You can do it in 5,000 bucks, get 100 matches, 200 matches. So there are no excuses, guys. The whole profile is going to be revealed tomorrow, which is the live session. Now make sure that you click the pinned comment to sign up for the live session, because slots are extremely limited. We already have a lot of participants who signed up, so make sure that you sign up just in time. You don't want to miss out on this. So finally done with the shoot. It was exhausting for 4 or 5 hours, but I hope photos achhi aayi. What do you think, bro? How did the photos turn out?
Yeah, the photo shoot turned out really well. I just want you to help me with the selection of it.
Perfect. So guys, if you want to do the selection, you have to understand, for online dating profile, as I mentioned, profiles with candid photography works more. The subject needs to be 2/3 or 1/3 of the frame, so that the girl can have a clear vision कि वो किससे बात कर रही है. Now, the concept how I select my photos is basically the first picture has to be like an upper body shot, so my face is clearly visible. The second picture has to be curiosity raising picture. Now the whole profile has a story, right? So that's the first thing. profile has a story depicting my lifestyle. What do I do? Since I'm an entrepreneur, I've created that kind of a profile, and I'm also a coach. So it's a little bit of a professional setting as well. Now, once the girl has an idea about your lifestyle, then she's more likely to swipe right. So the first picture is the headshot where my head is clearly visible. The second picture is a curiosity-raising picture. The more time she spends on your profile, जितना time वो आपको swipe कर रही होगी, जितना time वो आपकी profile में देख रही होगी, you're more likely to get a swipe. So the second profile has to be a curiosity-raising picture. Now it can be some picture about your work, it can be some picture of you doing some activity, something that is raising her curiosity. The third picture has to be a full body shot, so she has a clear idea who she's talking to. She has a clear idea how does the guy look. क्योंकि काफी लोग ऐसा catfishing करते हैं where they are overweight or they're obese and they're just clicking like sideways face pictures, and because of that there's a lot of mistrust in online dating. So लड़कियों को पूरा देखना पड़ता है कि who she is talking to, and आपको भी पूरा देखना चाहिए because that's how guys get catfished as well. So आपको भी पूरा देखना चाहिए the full body picture. Now the fourth picture has to be something that depicts some attributes about you. What that means is जिससे आपकी personality के बारे में कुछ थोड़ा पता लगे. Like for example, if you're a caring person, if you're a person who's empathetic, you should have probably a picture, feeding some stray dogs or something like that. Don't get bitten. Please do not do that. If you're comfortable with them, you can do that. But if you're not, it's again a cliched picture, I would say. But this is like the easiest picture that you could, do to depict empathy and depict compassion. Apart from that, the fifth and the sixth picture has to be a picture where there's a full body shot or a side shot or you're doing certain activities. So one thing you have to be careful about, जब आप ये pictures upload कर रहे होंगे, the quality should not decline. So do not transfer them on WhatsApp. Have a drive link where you can actually get these pictures, download them and upload them on a dating application. Make sure that they're not 25 MB file size because that's going to decline the quality once you actually put it on a dating app, because dating app I think takes like under 5 MB. So make sure that the pictures are compressed under 5 MB. Now with all these things, it's time to actually create the dating profile. So guys, now is the time for the moment of truth. अब बनेगी profile and we're gonna see कितना efforts हमने डाले, क्या results आते हैं. सबसे पहले आपको एक चीज़ समझनी पड़ेगी. When you're creating the profile, picture quality हमेशा high रहनी चाहिए, low नहीं होनी चाहिए. If you think 25-30 Mbps file size है, compress it guys before uploading. क्योंकि automatically Bumble, Hinge, Tinder उसको compress कर देता है. And then it doesn't get that much result because pixelated pictures होती है. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create profiles on 3 different applications. There's a reason for that. This is how I test my profiles. So 3 different applications matlab Tinder, Bumble and Hinge. Now since I'm a dating coach, I'm going to buy premium features for all of them because I need to do my research, which application gets me the best results, which application is standing out. Now this is also a way you can see discrepancy in dating apps. What I mean is like if one application is getting 200 matches, one application is getting 10 matches, and the other application is getting like 15-20 matches, that means 2 of these applications are tracking something. So maybe you're creating a profile multiple times and maybe you shadow banned as well. So all of this can happen. We have ways around that. But for now, I'm creating these 3 profiles, and because I have a coaching session today. So I have a coaching session where I'm going to share this profile. Whatever matches I get, I'm going to teach these guys some texting. Now imagine if you're learning texting each and every day, how would your online dating experience differ? I'm also going to show you the power of my flirt framework, which has a 60% closing rate for my clients, which means that even if you have never texted before, even if you have no experience, you will at least get 6 numbers out of 10 matches that you receive on online dating apps. So now it's time I do some swiping. I've already created the profiles. I bought the paid features. Now for paid features, it's Hinge X, Bumble Premium, Tinder Platinum. That's what I'm buying. After buying the premium features, you need to swipe a lot if you want to get that many matches. Because people think that, okay, I've gotten these premium features, अब मेरे को swipe करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. But what happens if you don't swipe is you won't get the matches. To get the matches, you still need to swipe even after getting the premium features. और पहले 3 दिन profile के algorithm के लिए बहुत important होते हैं. Which means that if you get good amount of matches, good quality matches, they'll give your profile a certain score, and the profile is going to be shown to more high quality profiles. So first 3 days, you have to swipe endlessly, guys. By endlessly, I mean like 15-20 minutes if you dedicate to each platform per day. I think it's good. So that's what exactly I'm going to do. I'm going to swipe for an hour and let's see how the matches is pour in. But since I also have a challenge of getting 1,000 matches, I'm going to put my assistant to it. He's going to swipe for at least 2 to 3 hours today and see which profile actually works out. So stay tuned for the result. All right. Recording. Alright guys, so I'm going to use the flirt framework on the matches that I got. Let's see if I'm able to close any, and let's see how the conversations go. We're going to do 1 hour of texting, and there's not going to be a Q&A today. but I hope you learned something from this. Okay, let me share the screen. And in like 20 minutes, we'll take a break so then you guys can talk and tell me, what you guys think. And then we do another 20-minute segment. So we'll do 3 segments of texting. All right. So I've created all automations, guys. Like, because there's so many matches, right? If you see, abhi isme 9 matches dikh rahe hain, but I've put them in hidden because there were so many matches that I cannot swipe. Because in Hinge, it does not allow you to swipe if you have more than 8 matches in terms of the wait list. So I have to put them in hidden like this, right? Unhide, sorry. So matches बहुत ज़्यादा है, and that's why we need automation. So if you create a profile and a professionally short profile, it's going to get you at least 100, 200 matches because that's how it happens generally. And you might need these automations. सबके लिए नहीं है. It's like everyone is not going to get 100, 200 matches. It's just some profiles click, right? So a lot of variables to consider. That's why if you've not created a profile first, I would also suggest that you get into the gym and stuff. It's going to help, but of course not too much if you've not worked out before. But definitely all of these things are variables to consider in terms of an online dating profile, the locations, how the shoot went, how you test. So my profile I tested at least 6 to 8 times before it came to this point, at least this one. So the optimized profile we further optimize, and then we get a profile that gets 100, 200 matches. Or sometimes it's actually a fluke. Like some clients do get that kind of profile, but कई बार ऐसा भी होता है कि कभी चली नहीं है, and then the profile starts working because the testing is being done. So make sure that you test a lot. Now, how do you do testing? Create 3 online dating profiles and go like that. So I've created all automation. So automation मैं next time सिखा दूंगा. Like I'll teach you next time, or I'll create a video on that so that you can learn how to create those automations for yourself. So flirt framework, right? So filling the opening line, which is I write F1. So this whole thing comes. Since the weekend is a little far, just let's change this. Call them up, send them money. Something that is not what 99% of the other guys would send. So अब थोड़ा मैं जल्दी करूँगा because yeah, the segments है हमारे पास. Now this is a high level of interest from a girl's side. A girl is sending me the message where she does not have to send me a message first. So I will not use the framing the opening line. What I would do is like I just write then this yeah. So if you can see, like the profile seems quite interesting. Like it's a very basic opener, and then she'd be like, "Oh, what is so interesting about it?" In general cases, so I'm just testing this out. This is something new. I would not recommend using it unless I give it a pass, because I'm only going to give you like field tested stuff. So if it works, I'll let you know. Let's test it on 10 girls.
There is an app called AutoClicker which I used to use, and I didn't even use to like you're doing this copy paste thing, right? F3, you can do this automation using AutoClicker.
Yeah, I
And
don't
it will
like
click
bots or
search
stuff
and
over here. The reason is because sometimes dating apps, get like updated if there's a bot or something that you're using. Problem with जाती है.
oh,
And I'm already banned from this like Hinge, so yeah, I'm just trying to be careful.
hmm.
Once you get banned, then it's very hard to get unbanned from Hinge. Like whatever
Oh.
profile बनानी थी.
So I'm new here. Like, what kind of out of all the dating apps, do you think any specific one is really good except for Hinge?
Depends on which city you're talking about.
What about those?
South में
Delhi?
Delhi में South में Bumble is better. Delhi में Hinge is better in terms of quality.
Got it. Tinder any good in any place?
No, Tinder is not that great anymore because Tinder में बहुत ज़्यादा fake profiles और scams हैं और it's like not great.
काफी ओपन हो चुके हैं और अब आई थिंक चैट्स शुरू होने वाली हैं.
अर्नव, अप्रॉक्स मैच टू डेट रेशियो कितना रहता है, लाइक 30%?
ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, मतलब मेरा तो 1% भी नहीं रहता क्योंकि मैचेस इतने सारे हैं तो टाइम इतना कम है. एंड प्लस
मान लो 10 मैच हुआ या
अगर मैं हार्डकोर काम करूँ और आई एम जस्ट मैचिंग विद द गर्ल्स दैट, मतलब मैं टेक्स्ट गेम ब्रेकडाउन के लिए नहीं कर रहा, आई एम जस्ट मैचिंग विद द गर्ल्स आई एम इंटरेस्टेड इन, 10 में से 7 to 8 आई कैन पुल इट ऑफ विद गुड
अच्छा,
टेक्स्ट.
लाइक प्रॉपर मीटिंग.
हाँ, प्रॉपर में. बट वो नाउ द प्रॉब्लम इज दैट देयर सो मेनी टारगेट्स, राइट? सो वहां पे हो जाता है. बट या द गर्ल्स आई एम इंटरेस्टेड इन जनरली आई एम एबल टू मीट. Once you get an idea of it, it's very predictable online dating. It's not as hard as conventional game where you're going against your emotions and you're, resistance हो रही है approach करने की. It's very easy, but it's so comfortable that I don't like to do it honestly ज़्यादा, क्योंकि it makes me very comfortable. और फिर one thing I believe in, which I think is one of the reasons I love to coach, is because I'm passionate about cold approach. So got it. What was the number? Spoon, words. ठीक है, not bad for a 1 hour session, but see what happens is that अब next sessions जो होंगे ना उसमें closes होंगे. So I'll just do it whenever I'm doing it. I'll just send you a random link. Cannot pre-plan this because whenever I have free time, I generally like to do this. तो बीच में अगर मैं करता हूँ तो I'll send you guys a link. You guys can join anytime. Yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed the session. I hope you learned a little bit something. And yeah, so I think Pratik and Kumar, you guys were new. So how was your experience, guys?
It was pretty good. I was not surprised by the messages though, but I was surprised at the number of messages for sure. It was quite a high number. And you mentioned at one point that uh, the apps are not designed to handle these number of conversations. So that was a surprise to me.
Yeah, the
And great.
That's true.
Yeah.
हाँ,
Great
बना
experience so far.
ग्रेट हो तोफू कबूल.
So guys, finally we have the personalized coaching program. Now in this coaching program, I'm going to share my own online dating profile जिसमें हम सुबह से मेहनत कर रहे हैं. We've done hours and hours of swiping. There has been some matches. Now what I want to do today is I want to share my own texting. So I share my profile on these coaching sessions. I show them exactly how to text girls to set dates almost instantly. क्योंकि काफी लड़कों को लगता है कि to get a girl's number on an online dating application, you have to talk to her way too much. And that's not the reality. That means that you're following inefficient dating strategies. So let's see if I can get some numbers right now, teach some guys how to get those numbers. And if you are having problems in texting, you're getting one-word replies, you're getting ghosted, you're getting flaked on online dating apps, then what you need to do is you need to click the pinned comment, sign up for the live virtual event that is happening tomorrow, where I break down the flirt framework in detail. And whatever numbers I get, I'm also going to do a small breakdown, so stick till the end. There's a lot of conversations jo open up ho chuki, and I'm sure that I'm going to get 7 numbers because I think I've already got 5. So I want to break down, how did I get these numbers? Let's talk about, I want to break down 2 numbers. The rest I'm going to do it tomorrow in the live session. So make sure that you click the pinned comment, sign up for it if you haven't already. Slots are extremely limited. It's almost full. It's happening tomorrow at 8 p.m. Now let's see the first chat. So I think she texted me initially. I did not reply. So I just texted her, hey, pretty lady. She's like, hey, late reply, busy person. I'm like, I do get busy sometimes. What are you up to? Now, very basic texting in this one. Reason, because she has a high level of interest. क्योंकि उसने मेरे को पहले मैसेज किया एक ऐसे एप्लीकेशन में जहाँ पे लड़कियों को मैसेज करने की जरूरत नहीं होती. And if you're curious about the results of the applications, guys, Hinge won with the quality, quantity, everything. I think Bumble was tracking something. I think Tinder was also tracking something. Got pretty low matches and a very huge discrepancy. But Hinge X is very expensive as well. So I do get busy sometimes. What are you up to? She's like, I'm busy studying. Can we connect on Instagram? I'm like, I don't use it much. Old school. How about WhatsApp? जब एक लड़की आपको एक close करने के लिए बोल रही है कि let's shift the application, you should be the man and try to go for the number. Just tell her that I don't use Instagram much. अगर आपका Instagram weak है. Now I do this because I know that girls are gonna figure out that I'm a dating coach and then they're gonna be in different thoughts. So that's why I did this. Now she's like, I think you ask for letters. WhatsApp, okay. I'm like, how about a carrier pigeon? Now this is the ball of energy concept. When she's throwing, fun at you, you take it to a fun direction. Now she's like, consistency is the key. Any medium you take. I'm like, I like the way you think, lol. Now she sends me the text. I'm like, I'll text you in a bit. She's like, okay, I'll wait. Pretty simple, pretty easy. The power of a good profile, guys. I'm going to break down that profile tomorrow. So the next thing, I want to break down one more text so that you have an idea. Let's break down this one. This is a little bit longer text. Now this girl, I text her, your profile seems quite interesting. Framing the opening line of the flirt framework is basically your opener should be separate than 95% of the other guys. The girl's like, hey, thank you. What did you find the most interesting? She caught me on spot over here. Matlab, what does AR stand for? Now I don't use my full name. There's a whole reason for that, but I'm like, your adorable smile. It's Arunav. And I text her a name. She's like, thank you, Arunav. I can see you're a founder. What problem your product is trying to solve? You're solving this problem right over here. So I'm like, it's a lifestyle coaching startup. She's like, oh, damn, wonderful. So I'm like, what's the most dominant emotion in your life currently? Now, these are intelligent questions that you should ask a girl if she's intellectual. Now, this girl seems intellectual, so I go with this. If a girl does not seem that intellectual, I would just ask her, what do you do for fun usually? Open-ended questions give her space to invest in the conversation. So, अगर आप एक close-ended question पूछोगे तो yes or no reply करेगी लड़की. So that is not going to work out because you want her to invest more and more. So she's like, I'm wondering, how can you date a dating coach? So technically she went up online, she saw what I do. I'm like, it's interesting but tough. Now I'm not gonna go in a whole thing where, oh no, it's not that hard. I do this, I do that. No explanation mode required. The moment you do that, your value drops. So I keep it very simple. She's like, not impossible though. And as you can see, her investment just increased because my investment is really small. I'm not qualifying for her. I'm not telling her why I'm the best option. So abhi usne bola not impossible though. Given no one is perfect, acceptance and forgiveness is a part of the journey. To answer your question, the most dominant emotion is happiness, fear at the same time. Are you here for some research or are you actually trying to date? Now, I like the way you think. That's nice. Well, emotions change with time. You shouldn't be fearful. Now, since she's, really trying to connect with me, I'm also trying to connect with her, just sending her some basic messages, what I think about her, her situation. Now, I'm looking for someone compatible and doing some research because I'm killing two birds in one stone. She's like, thanks, yeah. She got to tell me at one point if I'm a part of research or not. I'm like, noted, lol. So I'm like, so what do you do for fun usually? Depends on my mood. Again, I'm getting her to invest more and more because then it'll build massive amounts of trust and I can go in for the number clues easily. Depends on my mood. Most of the time I'm traveling, most of the times. I'm like, that's nice, work or just leisure. जब एक क्वेश्चन आपने पूछा है किसी लड़की से आपको कॉन्वर्सेशन एक्सटेंड करनी है तो उसी चीज के बारे में आप थोड़ा और डीपर प्रोब कर सकते हो और डीपर जा सकते हो उसी चीज में. It's gonna be more relatable to her. So for example, I asked her about what do you do for fun. She told me traveling. तो मैं उसी बारे में पूछ रहा हूँ that is it for work or is it for leisure. Now she's like, I do travel for work. How about you? अब मैंने अपनी प्रोफाइल में एक prompt डाला हुआ था, want to go to Ibiza this year. She's like, did you get your chance to go Ibiza this year? I'm like, not this year. Got super busy with work, but next year it is. I travel here and there sometimes. Again, not qualifying where I'm traveling, what I'm doing. Just keeping it extremely vague and extremely simple and short and concise. Oh, sort. Good. Do you travel to Bangalore as well? I love traveling to Bangalore. So I'm like, yep, soon. Why? Soon we're also going to have this live event in Bangalore where I'm going to do a seminar. So stay tuned for that. Sort. I'm from Bangalore. That's why I wanted to be honest over here. I mean, I live in Bangalore, but I'm from Chandigarh. That's cool. I live in Delhi itself, from Delhi. Oh, that's nice. I'm off to dinner. We should connect on WhatsApp. As simple as that, guys. So once I get the number, I'm going to talk to her a little bit on WhatsApp. I'm going to raise the emotions again. Then I'm going to tell her to get on a short call with me in the evening. And from there, I'll take it to the date. So I've gotten a few numbers. We've gotten around 400, 500 matches in day one. That means that we're definitely going to complete it to the 1,000 match mark before day 7. So I think the dating life is kind of fixed. All I need to do now is go on the date. So finally I'm heading out for the date. Now, इस लड़की से मेरी ज़्यादा बात नहीं हो पाई है because I did not have the time. This thing was happening. I was documenting the whole process और 1,000 matches चाहिए थे and that was the main objective. So 1,000 matches तो आने वाले हैं. It's almost there. But with this girl, there's a problem that if you don't talk to a girl, if you talk to a girl only on text, आप screening process miss out कर दोगे. तो इधर मेरा screening process थोड़ा miss out हो चुका है. Now what happens when your screening process is missed out? आप scams में फंसोगे क्योंकि online dating के बहुत सारे scams हैं guys. There's a lot of scams happening. आप ऐसी लड़कियों से मिलोगे जहाँ पे आप compatible नहीं हो. Girls will use you for free lunches, free dinners. That generally happens, if you don't do the screening process. However, I want to share this one story that I heard from Noida. So there was this police officer, there was this lawyer, and there was a bunch of girls involved. And they were doing this scam called the honey trapping scam, where they were actually matching with guys. They were calling them out on dates. And they were trapping them in hotels and places. And that went so horribly wrong for the guys. But the funny thing that 2 guys got, busted in the same scam and they were friends. So they went to the cops and complained. And that's how the scam got unraveled and, revealed. तो आपको इन सब चीज़ों से ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा. मेरे भी क्लाइंट्स के साथ काफ़ी चीज़ें हुई हैं, मेरे फ्रेंड्स के साथ भी काफ़ी चीज़ें हुई हैं. एंड ये स्कैम्स तभी होते हैं जब आप बहुत डेस्परेट हो. You don't even know who the girl is, but you really want to meet her. मेरे साथ भी एक बार स्कैम हुआ. I went head on in that scam because I wanted to decode it. और डिकोड मैंने ये किया था कि अगर एक लड़की आपको एक जगह पे बुला रही है and you're not deciding the location, तो वो एक स्कैम है. If a girl is very eager to meet you and she's calling you on a particular location, but वो location की भी चीज़ शेयर नहीं करेगी, वो पास का मेट्रो स्टेशन शेयर करेगी, or she's going to share, you know, a different location and then you guys are going to go there to that location. That can also be a scam. So scams इस तरीके से होते हैं when you're doing online dating और 1000 matches मार्कते हो आप जब, you need to be very careful of this because or else you get stuck in these scams and it can be horrible. So let's hope that date is not a scam for me. Let's go to the date and see how it goes.
Finally, the date is over, but I don't think I'm going to meet her for a second date because it was not the best date that I had. And that's exactly what happens with online dating. Online dating profile बनाने में भी होता है. You have to test multiple times. Even when you're going on online dates, you have to see multiple people, see सबसे compatible person कौन है, and then you have to go forward with it. So that's why I don't think there's going to be a second date. But also that brings me to the next thing, which you need a good screening process when you're meeting people online. अगर तुम सिर्फ text पे बात करते करते लोगों से मिल रहे हो, you'll get scammed, you'll fall in problems, you'll meet girls you're not compatible with, you'll meet a lot of gold diggers. So it's very important that you match with the girl who you think you're compatible with, have a bunch of phone calls before you actually go out on the date. That's very important because if you do not do that, then what happens is you meet people who are just looking for free lunches, free dinners. Now in this case, actually that is what happened because I did not talk to this girl on a call, I did not have the time because I was more focused on getting the 1000 matches mark. Because if you get even like 10% of it, even if you get 100 matches, you'll be easily able to set like 15 to 20 dates. That means you'll be going out on multiple dates and you will be able to find the right person that you want to take things forward with. So I want to show you one thing because that thing has been finally achieved in 2.5 days. Last time it took me 7 days to get 1000 matches. This time with the help of my team, help of my people over here, I did the 1000 matches mark in 2.5 days. So that's one thing I want to show you. Now, one thing I learned with this whole experiment is Bumble and Tinder, they're definitely tracking something. While on the other hand, Hinge, बहुत अच्छा चल रहा है. The quality of matches, the number of matches is 1000 plus, 1060 something. And Bumble is not going that great. You have like less than 200 matches on Tinder, same. But the quality of matches is pretty low on Tinder, it's medium on Bumble, and it's really high on Hinge. Now, I've also realized in South of India, Hinge does not work as well as Bumble and Tinder. So I think it's a regional thing, but you can see the amount of matches I got and it's just insane. I mean, these amount of matches I've never gotten in 2.5 days. So thanks a lot for your support. Thank you to the team. And it's an amazing feeling. I mean, more than just the dates, the feeling of validation is something next level. So guys, I would recommend you follow this, you do this for your own self because unless and until you do this, you're never going to understand the true power of online dating. Now, one thing I want to tell you is tomorrow we're going to have that live event, which is W Dating live event where I'm going to go live. And whatever questions you had during the Q&As, whatever question you had during the forms, whatever questions you posted to me, we're going to do the live session according to that. So it's going to be a lot more personalized. I'm going to give you all the solutions to the dating problems that you've been facing. And this live event is going to be one of the biggest live events in India. All you need to do is click the pinned comment, sign up before the slots run out or we close registrations, which is almost going to happen in the next 8 hours. So make sure that you sign up right in time because in this live session, I'm going to coach you on the fastest way from going from 0 dates to at least 3 dates in a week's time. And not only that, I'm going to teach you my own process that I teach my clients, the frameworks working in action in front of you so that you can copy them and you can create a dating life that you always desired. Because I firmly believe no man should compromise on the quality of woman he's with.